it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my February coffee chat catch up with you guys. This is where, if you're new here, I just sit down and I chat with you guys about all of the things that happened in the month of February, writing, reading, life, publishing related, and you tell me how your February went and we just kind of catch up. So February, how was everyone's February? I hope it was kind to you. I hope you were kind to yourself. I think this is actually gonna be a reasonably short video because for me, it was just a lot of working, a lot of grinding. And yeah, so we're just gonna get straight into it and let's start with writing. Let's start first with talking about Bitter Bones, my middle grade horror novel. I completed 5 chapters in the second draft. I also realized that my deadline for trying to finish this by the end of March was just not gonna happen because I originally thought I could do 3 chapters a week. No, we're doing 1.5 chapters a week. And that is honestly pushing myself. I wish I was a fast writer so badly. Like I wish that was my superpower, that I could just like woo, really, really fast. But especially when I get into these drafts where I'm revising and reworking the prose, I'm slow. I'm so slow, but it's coming along. I need to work on like a little pitch for this so that like new people that are coming to watch have some idea of what I'm talking about. But Bitter Bones is a middle grade horror that follows a boy who has too many bones and a missing mother who's like a reclusive, well-known, infamous, in fact, doll maker. It's a fun book. It's my first attempt at horror. I'm really having fun with all of the atmospheric vibes. I'm having a good time writing a 13-year-old teenage boy. It's so funny. Just writing someone who's just like emotionally constipated. Bless him. He's got a lot of bone stuff like I do, so that's been kind of cathartic to write. It's got my love of dolls. I love dolls so much. I'm just glad that I found a way to put like my weird love of things into my books. I just realized I have so much project news this month. This is so fun. So I started taking a Reedsy writing course. Reedsy did reach out to me and ask if they could sponsor, you know, some videos or give an affiliate link, and I was like, well, let me try the courses and like see what I think. So I'm in the middle of taking them. I'm having a good time so far. But what I've decided to do was that while I'm taking the course, the whole idea is like learn to write a novel, write your first book in like what I think it's like 30 days or 90 days, something like that. I'm like, okay, well, let's pretend I'm writing a book for the first time. So I chose an old project, Crimson Girls, that I'm gonna hopefully be playing around with during NaNoWriMo this year to kind of go through the course with and use the course to build up this story. I'm not really focusing on this project. I mean, Bitter Bones is like my work life right now. Crimson Girls is the placeholder name for this book that I am writing. That's a gothic horror about a particular type of boarding school for Victorian girls to be sent away to. And during what should be a fun little excursion, they get stuck during a snowstorm basically and have to take refuge in a seemingly abandoned manor. And I kind of want to play with like, is it ghosty or is one of the girls like getting revenge? I don't know. I'm thinking it's gonna be like Crimson Peak but Count of Monte Cristo, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I'm just having fun with it at this point. But yeah, that's been really fun. It's been really nice having just like a side little project that every now and then, like for 15 minutes a day, I just get to brainstorm. It's keeping my creative well filled, I think, because when I'm getting overwhelmed with Bitter Bones edits, I can just go back to doing the thing that I absolutely love, which is brainstorming world building. And okay, moving on into the next thing. Once I figured that out, I decided to make it a decision. So about like, I don't know, a while ago, one of my favorite Authortubers, Shaylin Wrights, was talking about how she decided to make a personal project, one that she plans to not share with anyone. She never plans to publish. She just has it on the side for when things in her normal writing life get too heavy and she wants something that's a creative outlet but low pressure. And I've been toying around with that idea for a long time, but I never committed to it because as I mentioned, I'm a very slow writer. I am very busy with my books that I do for like publishing and for making money and career stuff. But working on Crimson Girls reminded me that like, hey, creating a story isn't just the sitting down and the slow writing part. It's also brainstorming world building and having fun, just mapping things out. And that's what I love. That's my favorite part of the novel creation process. So I just decided this month that I am going to have a personal project that is one I have been wanting to write for years. It's just something that I'm gonna go to when I am done with my Bitter Bones career-y books for the day, but I still feel creative and I want to do something, but it's not any of my other hobbies. I want to do the hobby of world building. That is when I'm gonna go to this project and just have fun with it. Right now, I just have a brain dump document on my Google Drive where I'm just writing down the basics. I started working on some world building, some political structures, some magic-y stuff, and what I know about the characters, and kind of fleshing them in a bit more. And I tell you what, I spent about 30 minutes one night working on that, and I was so happy. Like, the amount of dopamine that was just flushed through my system just by getting to world and character build for a night. No pressure, no stakes. Who cares if it's tropey? Who cares if it's unpublishable? Who cares if it's overdone? It's a Eurocentric Tolkien-esque world that's never gonna get published right now. Who cares? So let me tell you a little bit about it just so you have some context. Honestly, I'm almost convinced it's not even... No, it is. It is an original work. I was gonna say it's fan fiction, but it is an original work. It's just like heavily influenced by Stardust, the movie. This was a staple in my teen and childhood years of something that I would just rewatch all the time because obsessed. I love the fairy tale feel. I love that it's still like somehow close and warm and fairy tale-esque, but absolutely epic and following many POVs over this entire country. So I wanted to do something like that. But I wanted to make it even more angsty, even more ridiculous, even more heightened emotion. So I'm gonna make it YA. And because I'm me and somehow I've made it this long in my writing journey without writing a dragon book, writing dragons, what the hell? So I'm thinking this project is Fallen Kingdoms meets Stardust the movie with dragons. Oh, it's so tropey. It's so tropey so far. I'm having so much fun with it. Like, and there's so much prophecy involved because prophecy is one of my favorite tropes. So I'm just like, I'm having like the magic system revolve around prophecy. It'll be great. We have one girl, my star character. She's there. She's in a situation. She's trying to escape. We have the witch character, who I'm also gonna have be a dragon rider because why the heck not? She's like from a religious witchy cult that like wants to find the star character. She's not a star, but like, you know what I mean? The star character to like kill her because she's a religious abomination. So she's got to go. We've got a prince who's trying to run his kingdom, but he can't because he's disabled and everyone's like pitted against him. And then he gets a prophecy told to him that's just like, hey, sucks to be you because you're the fall of the kingdom. So he's like, I got to find this star girl because maybe she can change my fate. So he's looking for her. The witch is looking for her. And then when the star girl is trying to like escape her situation, she runs into this Samwise Gamgee character who just accidentally gets caught up in this whirlwind adventure, and I love it. I love this dynamic so much. I think I'm gonna even have a love triangle between the prince, the star, and the witch. My Samwise Gamgee character is like literally maybe fanfic actually Samwise Gamgee, but like 17. I also have, while I was brainstorming, I also got a spin-off idea for like a cozy adult fantasy with the Samwise Gamgee character and his specific career because he has a very fun career, and his grandmother go on adventures together. The wheels have been turning, you guys. This is the most beautiful freedom that I have felt since deciding that I was gonna take writing seriously and try to get published. I might only work on this project once a month, once a week. Who knows, I might get obsessed and work on it once a day, but there's no pressure, there's no stress. If I actually end up writing it, great. Right now, like I said, I'm just having so much fun world building it. I'm just so happy. Oh, okay, and before we move on, last little writing tidbit. I did finish my presentation for like my little school tour that I'm putting on, and all of the emails to the like tester schools, you know, that I'm just like I'm sticking my toes in to see like if I could actually do this, actually do presentations and like be okay. Like in person, big auditorium type ones is what I'm talking about. But all of those have been sent out. So hopefully we get some bites. I feel like I'm in the query trenches again, where it's just like you send off the emails and you just like sit looking at your inbox like. But also, if you're a teacher or a librarian and you'd like to book me to do like a virtual event with your classroom, I have a link tree down below and there is a form you can fill out if you'd like to let me talk to your third graders. And now let's move on to reading. In the month of February, I read a total of 13 books, and I'm in the middle of 2 right now, and I wish I was finished with them so bad so I could talk to you about them because I feel like they will be standouts, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for March. But in the month of February, I finally completed the Expanse series, all of the installments. If you didn't know, this is a epic space opera adult sci-fi that deals with like first contact with non-human beings in the solar system. and it's massive. I can't even describe it. And there's a show that you can stream and watch and kind of get the gist of it. Anyways, I've talked about this before, but I really thought I hated sci-fi, and then I started reading sci-fi because I thought I hated it because I didn't read it. But then I started reading it and I was like, well, this is actually really good. Like, I like this. Basically 18 works are in this series. I've been working on it since September and I finally finished it, and it was so satisfying. I think series endings are nigh impossible to get right. I can think of two book series in the history of my life that I actually found satisfying, and so they're so difficult to do. But this one, I now have a third one. I think that the ending climax made sense with the stakes, made sense with the characters, made sense with the world, and was just very gratifying. The first Expanse book was one of those books that sat on my TBR for 3 years, and I have that like rule that if a book has been on my TBR for 3 years, that on that third year it's like gotta be read or it's gotta go. So like I put it off for years. I almost didn't read it. I almost unhauled it, and I was like, oh, just let me try it. I feel like I'll like it, but like it's so big. No, I'm so glad I read it. And then my other standout for the month was The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels, and this is by Janice Hallett. This is a British mystery book, a true murder mystery book. It feels very golden age Agatha Christie-esque, but with a modern twist, because this entire book is told through mixed media. There is no narration the way a normal book is. It is all emails, all text messages, all phone calls, all like camera screen recorded dictation. It's really fascinating, but it follows the story of a cult in London who believed that they were all angels, and it led to a mass suicide in which only an infant survived. So 18 years later, a group of journalistic investigators are trying to figure out where this baby is now and what truly happened the night of the alleged suicides. This book has multiple narrators, which I really enjoy, and the narrators are very good at accents. It felt like full cast because they were so talented. But yeah, it's just a fun time. It's a fun time getting the information fed to you while the journalists are going through these documents and getting the information fed to them. So you're like doing it with them. You're like trying to solve this at the same time as they are. And it's just such an interesting experience. And I really enjoyed it. And I think that if you were looking for something kind of different to spice up your murder mystery or thriller reading, this is a great one. All right, and now I'm gonna move on into my life favorites of February. First of all, I have to talk about this tea. I have recently become obsessed with honeybush tea in general. It's really, really close to a rooibos tea where it's light and floral. It's completely herbal, so there's no caffeine or anything like that in it. Like rooibos, it's also an African tea, and there's something about African tea that is just, I think, superior. There's something very light and sweet and floral, but not overwhelming, and honey-like, but again, not heavy the way honey can sometimes get in these teas. That is just fantastic. I think it would also make a really good iced tea for my American Southern galleys out there, but I've been drinking it hot and I love this. All right, remember a few months ago when I told you that my husband ordered me some of those 3D printed dragons for Christmas, but you know, they're custom made, so they take a little bit longer to get in. I had two more come in, and they're the baby ones, and I'm obsessed. First, I want to show you Sunthorn. She is a little baby rose dragon. Look at her. She's got roses all over her, and she's this beautiful yellow, basically me if I was a dragon. If you're new to my channel, hello, I'm 7. I love stuffed animals, I love dolls, I love like little fidget toys, and that's what these are. And I don't feel like you goth girlies are ready for this next one. This is my bone dragon baby, Styx. Look at her. She's entirely made of bones. I'm spelling her name Styx like the river Styx because it's perfect. Look at her wings. Look at these. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at the arms and the ribs and just like the cutest little bony face that you ever did see. I love her. She's also officially like my smallest dragon. Like she's even smaller than my other baby dragons. Like just a little baby girl. Oh, I love her so much. She also looks adorable sitting on my like spooky shelf with my Wednesday Addams doll that I made. And really quickly to end off the video, I'm gonna do like a little montage of all of the Squishmallows that I got because I usually talk about these, but this month I did go a little overboard. But you know what? February is a hard month because it is the Valentine's Day squish and it's the spring Easter release. And those are some of my favorites. So we just went a little buck wild. I am officially on a Squishmallow buying ban though. So if you were worried about the state of my house, I understand you. I hear you. I'm seeking help. We are no longer buying squishes for a while. Alrighty guys, so that was my February. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me down below how your February went, how you're doing on your projects, if you've read any good books, if you got any fun new favorites that you discovered. I really would like to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget that the Glass Witch and the Odds are both available for order in my links down below. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!